Hello, hello. So I contacted SwissWatches.com, and they offer cash for gold and for some watches. And the person I spoke to, um, they did not offer top dollar for the metal I was offering them. And in the past, I have used sites such as this, where um, this is JM Bullion. I sold some platinum to JM Bullion. Another site is SD Bullion. And the thing about some of these sites, so this is ApeMex, APMex. Um, they might charge like a ridiculous premium on some things, and then buy it back for very little. And so I was buying into silver around $14 to $18, and then again in like the 24, 26 range. Um, but some of the and with silver being nearly $40 right now, I would expect to have a return on my investment. And generally, the spot isn't the only thing I use to determine the price of silver. You might go to the American Eagles, and you might see that they're selling, you know, silver ounces for like, here's one being sold for like $50. So that's $10 above, more than $10 above spot right now. As far as silver, I do have some American Silver Eagles. I buy certain years, but I prefer to purchase the Queen's medal, and the reason why is because the American Silver Eagle has a face value of $1, and it is fine silver to three significant digits, so it's 0.999 fine silver, and so it has a face value of $1. So it's 1 ounce equals $1. If I were to go to um, the Queen's medal and get, like a Queen's Beast, or let's get a Britannia, let's get a 1 ounce coin. This is, again, it's significant to three significant digits, but it carries a face value of £2, and right now the British pound is $1.37 to the dollar. So it's got a face value of what, 274 or more than that. Hold on, it's about right, I guess. So it's a stronger face value, and for the most part, it's also a better silver. So if I go to the Queen's Beast, these generally come in 2 ounces. I purchased some of these because it looks like my dog Shelby, and you'll see that it's significant to 4 significant digits, and it carries a face value of £5. So that's 2 point. So it was £2 for the 1 ounce. This is 2.5 per ounce on the 2 ounce coins. And I don't know if that indicates the extra purity of the silver. Some other things like gold, you can get a gold um, American Eagle. These typically have a face value of $50. And they might be significant to 4 significant digits in gold. I really don't. I don't. It says composed of point. I didn't actually know this. I assume the Silver Eagles were a full ounce of gold, um, because they're priced at a full ounce of gold. I know that the British sovereigns are an alloy. It's copper and gold. I don't typically buy. Um, I might get gold bars, so I might get a gold bar from the Perth Mint, and or I might get um, again the Royal Mint medal, and the Canadian Mint has these Klondike bars that are I think this is the first one I noticed, and it has a face value of $200. That's Canadian. Canadian dollars probably about 70 cents to the dollar. Um, so it's about 140 US dollars, I guess, face value. But it's a stronger, it's an ounce of gold. Um, these tend to carry a little bit of a premium. Let's see if they have any in stock for. It's like $100 premium, so you get one that's significant to 5 significant digits. I believe these are all gold. Um, so this is a full ounce of gold, and it carries that face value of $200. That's Canadian. That's CAD. The Perth Mint, the Australian coins, I believe, have a face value of $100. That's AUD, the Australian. Which currently, I thought it was about a 1 to 1. I guess currently it's sitting a little lower. I heard it's like 60 cents to the dollar. So it's got a six. It's still stronger face value than the American Gold Eagle. Um, but if I'm going to buy silver, I'm probably going to get it from the Perth Mint, um, only because let's do a Kookaburra, and they come individually sealed in plastic capsules. At first, I thought this was something specific to SD Bullion or APMEX, and but then I found out it's actually something that the the Perth Mint does, where rather than come in a tube like the Canadian Maple Leafs or the American Silver Eagle, it each coin comes individually wrapped in a capsule, and you can like for other coins, like if you purchase them elsewhere, you can buy these capsules to protect the coins. Um, but then you're handling something. First of all, they're a pain in the ass to open, um, and they might bounce around a little. So I would just prefer to have it come wrapped in that. The best handling I've seen is the Royal Mint. So if you go to the Royal Mint and you get coins from here, they come in some of the best packaging, I think, out of all the bullion dealers. The nice thing about this site, so on JM Bullion, it can show, I have to go through all these and go through my orders. And I do have a folder on my computer that has, um, some of these things listed. And like there's a 1 times 10 ounce silver bar. If I were to open this, you can see that I paid. So silver was at $24 an ounce. There was a sales tax. If you spend above $1,000, there shouldn't be a sales tax, and there really shouldn't be a sales tax on currency transfers anyway. Um, so I paid 26.55 an ounce basically, and silver was probably at 23, $24 um, per ounce at that time. And if I go into my account here and go to that little portfolio thing, I can go to silver, and this is that 10 ounce bar. And it's currently listed as being worth $396.80. And that's because the spot price here is $39 per ounce and it's 10 ounces, so it's $390 the melt. Not every one of my assets is included in this list, so there are some of the gold here is not listed. So like this gold foil, it's Like I think everything in this folder here is not listed. So I was recently trying to move this 100-ounce brick of silver. They got it listed for $43.66. And it's silver to 4 significant digits. If you go to silver bars, 100-ounce bars, you can get some generic bars. Um, there's one that actually has Bluetooth in it. I don't know if they have it in a 100-ounce variety. I know they have it in a 10-ounce variety. I'll show it to you in a second. So anyway, like the they for the most part, like I'll show you how much they're offering in a second. Um, let's go to JM Bullion. Go to silver, 10-ounce silver bars, and let's see, do they have it? There's one basically it just has like a chip in it, and it checks the purity or something. But if you go to Sell to Us, you can go sell to them online, and they're giving 38.89 for 1 ounce American Silver Eagle. So that's just a tad under spot. And when I contacted the SwissWatches.com, so this is the number to text, SwissWatches.com. And so I asked them, I said, "Hi, I have a question. How can we help you? Do you buy silver? I have a 100-ounce Royal Canadian Mint bar that I'm interested in how much you might pay." "Hello, yes, we do. We paid 65% of melt. That is the lowest offer I have seen anywhere." Um, and I said, "That's too low. This is 0.9999 ultra fine. I'm looking to get spot." "Got it. Legally, we have to hold the silver in a safe for 30 days before we can sell or melt. Therein lies the risk. I would try to sell it to a refinery." I said, "Is that the same for gold?" They said, "Yes." Now, on their videos, they're offering, they just had somebody come in with 10 silver eagles, and they they said silver, they said gold was at 3,300 at the time, so maybe it was a couple weeks ago, and they gave about $3,100 per coin, according to that video. I also asked if they would accept a trade. They said no. I contacted a uh, bullion dealer out, or a gold and jewelry dealer out in Smithtown, and I asked them if they were interested in buying anything, and they said, "Well, what do you got?" And I said, "I had coins," and they said, "It's kind of a niche market," and I said, "Not really. I buy it for the melt." So here we have a situation where you can get a silver bar here, where I can go to silver and I can buy a 10-ounce silver bar, and I can get a silver 10-ounce bar. I like the Royal Mint ones for $426. It's 44% off the premium. Or you can get one for 40, you know, 42.70 an ounce, $42.76 per ounce. That's these 10-ounce ones. So that's buying it for the melt, or you can go into silver coins, get a 1-ounce silver coin, and not the proof, get the circulated ones. Proofs are more money. Typically, they're not circulated. Um, and you can go in and you can now get a coin for about the same $42.77 per ounce. And you also have the benefit of it having a legal tender, a face value. So you're buying it for the same purpose. It's a material, you melt it down. You can make jewelry out of it. You can use it to do some sort of electrical. You can use it, copper piping, some sort of electrical conductive conductive agent. And but if the price of silver bottoms out, it still carries the face value of a dollar or £2 or £5 or whatever it is. And I might get some, you might have seen on my little thing here. Um, this is an half an ounce of 2018 Year of the Dog gold, and I bought that to commemorate Shelby. And I would have gotten a full ounce had it been available. So I had an alert to tell me when these were available. I probably paid, this came. in a capsule, and that's what it looks like. It's a yellow lab of some sort. And then I also have a silver MS70 Year of the Dog. It's some sort of, looks like a German Shepherd or something. And that is with Shay. That is Shay's coin. And Shay also has a 10-ounce Queen's Beast, uh, the White Horse of Hanover, with him. And I was inspecting some of these coins on a live stream. I used, it's been a while since I got a tube. Generally, what I would do, I would get a paycheck, and then I would buy like a tube of silver. And I purchased a tube of these Virtue, these angel coins, and I was opening them and inspecting them on stream on Twitch, and Carmela came over and her paw touched one, so I gave that one to Carmela, and I purchased another one to replace to keep the set as 20. So there's one in the vault that's Carmela's. It's wrapped in a white cotton glove. And I try to handle the coins better than, like I carry I might carry a 10-ounce brick with me if I'm going to sell it, and like it came wrapped in some sort of plastic. I opened it to see like what it was like. I mean, I wouldn't do that to a coin, but since that's specifically for the melt, some people might buy a coin because they're sentimental or something. Maybe they want to buy a coin like that has a lunar year of the year they were born in. Perhaps you were born in the year of the rabbit or the year of the snake, year of the dragon, year of the dog, and some of these. I have some coins in my vault that belong to my sister. There's a silver eagle. I think that's hers. I have some of these Canadian werewolves. One of them is my mother's. Um, and I sold this Southern Sky coin in order to pay for Shelby's surgery. So last July, I sold this, and typically I get receipts. This is a lunar year of the pig. I left a lot of this silver to Shelby. And now this Queen's Beast Greyhound actually came with an imperfection, and I called JM Bullion and I said, I do a lot of business with you. Would you be willing to exchange this for a coin that's in a better condition? And they said no. So what's better, this or Bitcoin? I don't like to buy Bitcoin because I don't want to buy something that's being used on Silk Road, where let's say all Bitcoin was used to purchase cocaine or something. I don't want to have that. And there might be some issues over the ownership of digital goods. Right now, Eminem's in a dispute with Meta or Facebook over the distribution of the songs. And I was thinking, I said, is this why 50 Cent cashed out of Bitcoin? Because he knows that perhaps there is no ownership of digital goods. Although I don't know why digital goods would matter in a case like this, because I'm sure there's a master copy that's on DAT, or on some sort of reel or reel. Anyway, these orders here, these are purchases, and these are sell to them. $30 of silver sitting in a security box at Wells Fargo near Denver. It's 30 ounces of silver. $14 per ounce was the cost of silver at that time.